Okay, just to start this up, I think I know why I put in so much cleaner romance with Uplift Protocol, because it is harder for me to find something that just wants to be straight up fun and dorky. Like even things like Irresponsible Captain Tyler had very clean, romantic overtones. I mean, sure, were there some like more risque jokes? Yeah, but I mean, in terms of like, there's not in your face, full frontal nudity and everything else. It's it's pretty easy to find stuff like that nowadays. But I guess I'm just a eclectic kind of mix up of all sorts of different kinds of wheelhouses. So that's the reason why Uplift Protocol has all the elements I want in it. I get why some stuff is popular, I do. But I also want to feed myself and other people who are looking for other things. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing with this serial. It's just looking at everything else online and seeing what's happening. Uplift Protocol is a response to everything that's happening with like culture, entertainment, and everything else. I just want to entertain people. I want to add more uplifted doggos. I want to have traditional good versus evil. Likable characters. I don't care about relatable. I really don't. I guess relatability has lost any kind of pull with me, because whenever, like I've said before, whenever I think of relatable, it's usually some sort of woke talking point wrapped inside of an empty, hollowed out shell of a character that's just a bunch of buzzwords to get the reader to sympathize with them, because like, oh, this character is more like me. It's like, no, that's never been a drawing factor for me in any books or films or anything else. The character doesn't have to be like me. I went to a very, very, very short phase for like a year or two when I was like in middle school, where I wanted why aren't there any girls just like me in any of these books? It happened when I was very young. But overall, as I kept reading and reading, I found out that it wasn't so much that the character had to be relatable to me. I wanted them to be likable. It's like, why should I follow this character? Why should I care about this character? Surprisingly enough, Cyberpunk 2077 has a lot of characters that are like that, where they're genuinely likable. I even mentioned it with the blog. Claire does mention that she had a transition operation, and all that stuff, with her little side quest, but it's only like one line. She's mostly wrapped up in like a vengeance quest, which, I mean, to be honest, it seems like half the characters in Night City have some sort of revengeance quest going on. Um, um, but yeah, overall, a lot of this stuff, what I'm looking for as a reader, I want uplifting endings, even if it's in a craptastic world. That's the reason why I've latched on to Fist of the North Star as much as I have, which, you know what, I think Lost Paradise has an even better ending than the actual anime does, because it's even more uplifting. She doesn't die early from cancer. Amazing! I mean, from what I remember, Ken does have a child with her, but, again, the cancer KOs her after a few years. I mean, sure, the other guy was able to extend her life longer through the use of the pressure points and everything else, but still, that's even more of a downer ending than what Sheridan got with Delin. I mean, at least Sheridan was able to, have part of his life given back to him. It makes me realize that, Babylon 5 could have ended on so much of a darker note if Straczynski wanted it to. But he gave enough of the characters a legitimate, more upbeat ending, to where I realized, ultimately, if I'm reading something, I read it to see the ending where the guy gets the girl, or however you want to set it up, but the traditional hero's journey, where the hero, all the trials and tribulations that the hero goes through, in the end, they get their just rewards. They get their legitimate happy ending. I I guess it's just like a pendulum switch because now everybody wants to do like the, it's even worse than an earn your happy ending setup. It's a horrific victory. It's like, why in the hell did I read this shit in the first place if all that's going to happen in the end is the hero loses and everything is shit or shit byproducts? It's like, no. Nope. Not going to do it. I don't even know what the title of this thing. I guess overall, yeah, when I'm looking at blurbs and everything, nowadays, sure, add a few lines about whatever the plot's going to be, but a good selling point for me, now that I think about it, I'm probably, when I launch Uplift Protocol on as season sets, I'm going to put in the blurb, are you tired of XYZ? Like, nihilistic, shitty endings and things like that. Like, were you disappointed by Mass Effect 3's choices? That sort of thing. I am going to basically ham up the fact that this series isn't going to end on a shitty note. I guess that's one thing I want even more of in blurbs nowadays. Like, I don't mind if you spoil the fact that your ending is heading towards something, uplifting. Please tell me that. Tell me that you're basically going to put in your book everything that I want to see in terms of, like, is this hero's journey gonna be worth it? Will your hero win in the end? I don't mind being spoiled on that. I'm tired of downer endings. Completely tired of downer endings. Which is why I spoiled the absolute crap out of myself for Cyberpunk 2077's endings. Like, literally all of them. I looked through all the videos and I'm like, okay, the least crappy selection of all of those is, and it's like, damn, man. You'd think more people would have learned from the Mass Effect 3 clusterfuck. But apparently not. I realize based on some settings that, yes, some people want their artistic downer piece of shit ending. But yeah, okay, you can have that in there, but also when it comes to games and everything, and even most book mediums, no matter how much people tell you they want something to fit the story, it's like 9 times out of 10 people are looking for the traditional hero's journey wheel. You can disguise it as much as you want, but there's a reason why some people come back over and over again to where the hero wins, slays the dragon, bangs their love interest, and then rides off into the sunset. There's a formula, and some of those formulas are tried and true for a reason. You can come at it from whatever your point of view is, but overall, especially based on what I see that pops up in constant backlashes, especially if you tout your game or whatever you have as more RPG-like in nature, you're gonna have to have that, get your cake and eat it too ending. You're gonna just have to have that. BioShock 1 had that. Even BioShock 2 had that. Infinite, not so much. I mean, sure, people talk about, like, speculation on endings depending on how you play it, but, yeah. No matter how you slice it, people want a traditional happy ending. And the more bleak real world shit is, the more they want to be catered to in terms of, I just want to get the hell away from all this for like 10, 15 hours at a time reading a book or something. It depends on how long it takes in many sittings. But that also could explain why I gravitate towards more of the older style comic books. Yes, everybody grew up in the Great Depression in like really horrific kind of times, but their mediums didn't always reflect all that. A lot of it was pure escapism, exploring far off planets, grand adventures of pew pew and everything else. It's the reason why I try to emulate some of the older stuff with Uplift Protocol. You can have as much grit, realism, and all that junk in your thing as you want, but still, that's there's that underlining desire, which even in craptastic worlds, people want to see the characters they follow along with actually win. So, there you have it, folks. With Uplift Protocol, yes, you will definitely get to see the heroes win. That's the one big thing I planned out from the beginning. It's like beginning, middle, end. And if I decide to do any spin-off stuff, that'll happen later after I finish the main sequence, you know. Because, yeah, you already know the Bardaxian series stuff is going to happen. I can't help it. I gotta have more sapient dogs. Just going through life being noble and majestic. Can't help it. So, yeah. Have a good day, everybody. I don't even know what to call this yet.